Hi guys, been a while, like a week. I took off last week. Is this good lighting? Let's see. Is this better? Maybe it doesn't matter. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Anyways, I took off last week because I had family in town. It was my husband's birthday and a bunch of other stuff, so didn't film last week, but I filmed 3 videos the week before, so I'm hoping that made up for it. Hopefully you guys didn't notice because, you know, whatever. But if you did, sorry for skipping a week. I'm back. Welcome to Amber Overanalyzes the channel. If you have not been here before, thanks for stopping by. And I hope you will like and subscribe. So today, I wanted to talk about something a bit different that I've talked about on the channel so far. We've talked about video games, talked about anime. I've talked about live action shows. I haven't talked too much about manga. And that's because I've really only read one series called Yona of the Dawn. And the reason I read that, if you've seen some of my other videos, you might know, is because the show finishes after season 1 and it had this great exposition and build up and then like no payoff because it ended after season 1. Well, you read the manga, you get that payoff. So I was like, okay, there's other shows, you know, I've been wanting to finish like the story, and there's a manga but there's no more show. So I decided to do like a little haul because I've actually read, now I will show you, this is the most recent Yona of the Dawn book. All right, and I finished it with this haul actually, but I had finished at volume 31 and I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying manga actually, so I should really like look into more of it. So I was inspired by a few other anime to do this. So I'll show you what else I got. Let's get the box. So here, I'll show you. There's my box. It's from Barnes & Noble. I actually used to work at Barnes & Noble as a bookseller, so I enjoy going in, but sometimes it's easier to just order it online. I got Blue Period. I'll put the box down. You don't have to stare at the box. Now this is the other one I've already actually read since filming, or before filming, but I put it back in the box for a dramatic effect. Now, I've been watching the anime this season for Blue Period 2, and this goes through past the first 2 episodes, so I think I've read episode 3, and it's a really good manga. Like, I see why it's so hyped up. I'm really enjoying the show, but there's little details. I'll show you something that's not really spoilery, it's just more interesting because it has a good story and characters, but there's all these little elements, and now I'm not an artist, but it just makes you appreciate art to another level. If you've seen the show, there's an art teacher in it, and she's always talking about different elements and, you know, doing art in a world that doesn't necessarily value things that aren't productive for, you know, the billionaires. So I appreciate that about her. But there is really cool, okay, here you go. So like this isn't, unless I wasn't paying attention, which is possible, this is not in the show, right? But it's just this really cool color wheel. That's just a very simple example. And there's just all sorts of little cool diagrams about like art that like don't really go into the story as much and aren't as in the at least so far, the anime as much, but there's still like you can feel the heart of it. To me, only reading volume 1 of course in the anime, but I do like the manga even more. But they're both really good so far, but something about the manga just has a cool vibe. Now look at this. Isn't that cool? It's like colored in. It's so beautiful. And like, I was very impressed. And I love even like the back. There's no spoilers, obviously, because it's the first volume, but you can kind of see the back. Hopefully the camera focuses. If not, I will include a picture or something of the back for you guys. All right, so now the rest are ones I haven't read, and if you guys have, I might need your advice on some of these, but the first is this one, Arslan. Arslan? Now, the reason this is still based on anime to me is I thought the anime looked interesting, and it was recommended because it was similar to Yona of the Dawn when I was on my anime list. But I haven't actually seen the anime, and I just was in a manga mood and I picked it up. I have no idea if it's good or not, but we will find out. It just seemed cool. I like, you know, here, I'll give you guys a little bit of, honestly, I don't know that much about it yet, but it seems like another epic, really big, sweeping, historical fantasy kind of a thing. And I love that kind of stuff, whether it's in a novel, which I honestly have had a hard time reading with a full-time job, which is why I like I've been liking manga a lot. So that's another one. And then the other two are based off anime I've seen, and there's no more out. Now, the issue with these is I don't know if I picked up the right volume. So, Origami, I love this show. I binge watched it earlier this year, and you know, it was great. I just think it's so, at least from an American perspective, so unique. And I loved, you know, that it seemed to me, I could be totally wrong, that the Japanese culture was sort of like heavily involved. Like there was lots of shrines and sort of like gods, and you know, if you haven't seen Origami, it is like there's like a high schooler girl protagonist, but then the main protagonist to me is kind of like the god. So he's like, I don't even know how old. And this girl, she gets hit by a car, and so she becomes kind of like half spirit, half human. So she's in between the spirit and human world. And it's just a really like fun show. And I was really invested in the show a lot. So I picked up the manga, but I looked at the volume and I think I picked up the wrong volume. I think this is still in the anime. So I might have to pick up a later volume. I might read it just for fun anyways, like I did Blue Period for the first two parts. And then I picked up The Ancient Mage's Bride, which I loved that show also. Let me know if you guys want me to review any of these anime, by the way, as well. Haven't looked at this one at all yet. I'm worried I'm either too far ahead or too far behind. For both of these, I went on to like Reddit and tried to figure out where the anime ended. And now this one I know is also getting a movie, so that makes it even more complicated for me. As you can tell, figuring out where anime ends and manga begins is not necessarily my strong suit, so I'm working on it. So by next video, if you guys like this, I'll do like an update of manga. So that's basically all I have in terms of manga. Plus I have like every other volume, well, volume 9 on of Yona of the Dawn. So if you watched the anime of Yona of the Dawn and you liked it, the manga is like so good. I highly recommend picking it up. And it starts at volume 9. So you can have a tip there at least, nothing else. So yeah, that was it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave me any requests of any videos you want me to make. And feel free to leave any comments. I love getting your comments, and I hope you have a great day. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.